Hi, welcome to WGDP Sprint Update for sprint ending July 5th. In this sprint, we worked on three major areas: the application navigation improvements, Marzan updates, and invoice and payments. I'll start with invoice and payments. We delivered an epic on improving the navigation flow between transactions and plans. As I had mentioned in my last sprint update, a critical thing on payments is improving the user experience so that the credit management team can quickly record the payments when the customer is there on the ground with them. So a lot of the improvements that we made are on making sure that the time to find the customer and record the payment is reduced, and the team has to use the fewest clicks to record a payment. We had a couple of stories in design. There was one major epic on plan management that was in design, and we have two other ones that are on accepting payments towards multiple plans and detailed models for payments and plan screen that are still in progress. But we have decided to deprioritize the updates to the payments management screen as it's meeting the critical needs as of this point, and we will come and revisit that update in a later sprint. On the Ciudad Marzan side, we developed a flow to note common observations at the gate. These are when somebody is entering or exiting, or if there's any event that happens on the site. Sometimes guards note observations that are really important to keep a record of what happened on the site for security purposes. We also added the ability to grant access on upcoming visits, and then tweaked some additional features. We also designed an epic on customs record management, and that will be developed in the upcoming sprint. There were also some application navigation improvements on the user detail page as well. My focus for the sprint was monitoring payments adoption at Nkwashi and monitoring gate access at Ciudad Marzan. I'll talk a little bit about both of these in the next on the next slide. And then lastly, to support on the design and documentation of what we need on the customer's record management, as well as on the payments, second phase of the payments features. So on the payments adoption, we have 16 payments have been added since June 17 when we relaunched payments. The adoption did slow down a little bit as the Nkwashi team was out of office due to some personal reasons, and then also this week there was a national holiday on Monday and Tuesday. So we are hoping that once the team is back in office, that we'll start to see more payments being recorded. On the gate access adoption, since we launched Ciudad Marzan, there have been 202 entries. So it's really exciting to see. There was a little bit of a slowdown for a few days as the Wi-Fi, as the road is being extended to the main gate, and the guard had to change the position of where the guardhouse is, which led to slower connectivity and the lower adoption of the application. However, the road has been completed and the guardhouse has been moved back to its original location. So that is all resolved. We are also have been working with Ciudad Marzan, or Ciudad Marzan has been working with Claro on installing an antenna to improve the cell phone connection reception at the gate as well. So we're looking to see how that works once it's installed. In the next sprint, our focus is on developing an epic on plan management. So this is really critical on renewing the plans that are about to expire and continuing to upload the payment data from the existing system, and then design the stories on accepting payments towards multiple plans and the detailed models for the payments and plan management screens. On the guard flow, we will probably have some fixes to the story that we launched in the flow to note common observations. And then we also want to start designing an epic on registration and entry of upcoming visits. The major development in the sprint is also and the highest priority, I should say, development is on forms and workflow for customs management. This is a really high priority request, and the team is going to start working on it in the sprint. There are two other epics that are going to be in design. First is a flow for business registry. So how do you register a business and then generate a contract based on that registration? And then also improving the tracking and insights from maps. I have a really busy sprint, and I'm going to continue to monitor payments adoptions and lead on the next phase of payments features, including plan management and CyberSource integration. And lead on this discussion we want to have with the Nkashi team on how can we support the team with, we are supporting them on the leasing plan, but how can we support them on the purchase plan side as well? So when somebody comes in to purchase, it's currently recorded in a different system, and if we can help them create notifications based off of that data as well. And then from last sprint, I was not able to get to the documentation on product processes, updating the product operations dashboard, and creating the next quarter's product roadmap, as I ended up being on site for the guard training. But I'm hoping to start to have a next draft of these product documents and in the sprint. That's it from me. Thank you for listening.